Okay, today we're gonna make soft pretzels. Yum, yum, yum. And we're also gonna add to the, well, with soft pretzels, we're also gonna have some cheese sauce with it. Who don't like cheese sauce with it? You know, cheese sauce, mustard and cheese sauce. Oh, yummy. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay, so what we're gonna need for the pretzel part is 4.5 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. You know, get what you like as far as flour. We're gonna first also gonna have warm water, not hot water, but warm water. We're gonna need, it's a 1.5 cups, okay, of that. We're also gonna put in a tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of sugar, and then yeast. Quick activated yeast, or just yeast. Activated yeast. Okay, so you can get the package. I've used the package before. You buy them, you know, you get them in the store, you rip them off, get out of the package. You just use one of those packages. Or I like to use, just go ahead and get the jar. I actually have better luck using the jar than I do just going to buying the packages. That doesn't really activate too well with me on the packages. Maybe I just got bad packages, who knows. Anyways, I like to use the jar part. One thing about it, keep it in the dark, keep it in a cupboard. Also, make sure you look at the expiration dates, you know, because they do go bad. So one thing about these, you do have to make sure they don't expire. It's not going to activate at all. So we're going to have that. We're going to have 3 tablespoons of oil, vegetable oil, you know, whatever, vegetable oil. 2 and 1, so 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. 2, you're going to put 2 of it, you're going to divide it up, 2 and 1. So 2, you're going to put it in one, you're going to use it one way, and the 1 tablespoon, you're going to use it another way. So that's just get like a little jar thing or whatever, fill it up, and just kind of use it as you need it, right? All right, so also baking soda, okay? So with the baking soda, I'm going to use 3 tablespoons, no, 3 tablespoons, 2/3 cup of baking soda, okay? That's after you make the dough and stuff. This is you're gonna use in the water, okay? So that's that. Also get some coarse salt, you know, sea salt, whatever, pretzel salt, that's basically what you use. It's the salt, you know, the real bitey salt that you have when you eat soft pretzels and stuff, okay? And 2 eggs. 2 eggs will give it some color. All right, so that's as far as the pretzels, okay? So as far as the cheese sauce, what we're gonna end up doing is 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, and 3 cups of cheese, mild cheddar cheese. Don't use the sharp, it's kind of real strong. So just, I would go ahead and get like the cube one, only because if you're gonna go you can get the pre one, the pre-shredded ones in the packages, you can do that. But the thing about it is there's a lot of, you know, they coat it with plastic, you know, so it's got a little different taste with it. You don't need to do that. All right, so I like to shred it up, and that way you get much more of a better taste on them. With mouth better stuff. So, and then whipping cream. Whipping cream. No problem always saying that, whipping cream. I always say whipping. Whipping cream, heavy whipping cream. Okay, so we're gonna use 3 cups of that. Okay, 1.5 cups of the cheddar cheese, 3 cups of the whipping cream, all right? So that's what we got, all right? So let's get together, or let's get going on it, right? So, and we'll start getting the yeast activated, and we'll get onto this part afterwards, all right? Okay, warm water, 1.5 cups, right? 1.5 cups of warm water, right? So you just pour it in get a big bowl, because you're gonna put the dough and everything on there, but you need to first activate the yeast, right? So we're gonna do that. Add the tablespoon of sugar and salt, right? All right, so add those 2, right? So we're just gonna mix it in really well. Just what you want to do is get it. It's gonna be food. It's gonna be food for the yeast. All right. So we got that. So then, like I said before, just the yeast. Just let it sit in there. It's been 5 minutes. We actually had it activated, or it's been activated. We're gonna now we'll go ahead and just add the flour, right? So we'll just go ahead and incorporate the flour into it. All right, just put it in there. All right, so we're gonna do that, and also add 2 of the 3 tablespoons of oil in it as well. So just do that. Alright, so put that aside because we still need a little more. And just, you gotta use your hands. Just work its way, just incorporate it all together.
If you have a mixer with a dough book, you could use that too.
Yes, if you have, you don't really have to put it all in this, like with your hands and do it by hand. You could actually go ahead and use the, like if you got a KitchenAid, just pour all this stuff into there. All I'm doing is I'm just grabbing it and pushing it. Oops. All I'm doing is grabbing it and pushing it into the center. So I'm grabbing like the sides, and I'm just grabbing it and pushing it with my palm of my hand back into the middle. So I just grab the edge, and I kind of, so it's like that. So I'll just grab the edge, I'll kind of work my fingers like that, curl on it, so I can get it to where it starts curling up. Grab my palm, and then I push down on it. That's basically what you're doing is kneading. That's how you knead it. Stick it a little bit to your hands, so you're gonna just keep doing it until it kind of doesn't stick as much to your hands, because you're just working the dough. All right. Let's stick it to my hands anymore. Okay, so we're good on that. So what we're gonna do here is just take it out for a little bit and grab. Here's the other tablespoon of oil that you're gonna need here. Just gonna put it in there. Just gonna work the edges, work it around. Because what you're kneading, what you're gonna do is, once you put the dough back in, you're gonna cover it with some plastic wrap, right? So the dough is gonna rise during this time frame. We're gonna leave it alone for an hour. It's gonna rise. So as it's rising, you put the oil on the side of the bowl so that as it's rising, it doesn't stick to the bowl. It just kind of slides along the side of the bowl. Okay, that's what we're doing. So we're there. All right. So now let's just go ahead and get some parchment or some plastic wrap. I keep saying parchment paper. We're gonna need parchment paper later, not right now. All right. So let's get some plastic wrap. What we're gonna do is put some on there. Make sure you cover it all. Put that a little sideways with it too. It's fine. As long as you can get it under. There we go. All right. So what we're gonna do is put this in a warm place, close to the stove, and we're gonna wait an hour for it to rise. And then we'll continue. We'll get the next step on it. All right. So we got the dough rising. It's gonna wait. Like I said, we're gonna wait for an hour for it to rise. Meantime, we're gonna go ahead and make the cheese sauce. It's a medium-high heat, right? So what, just wait till it gets a good warm pan, right? So we're gonna medium-high heat, right? So what we're gonna end up first doing is we're gonna melt this butter. So what we're just gonna do is see about melting it. We don't want to burn the butter, we just want to melt it up really good. And so what we are going to do is just move it around like so. Use your, we'll use this. Okay, so we're just going to melt this down. Okay, so we're just going to, all right, so what we're going to end up doing is we're going to make like a roux. We're going to cook this flour down. So we're just add the tablespoon flour, right? Or 2 tablespoons flour as well. 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter, right? So we're just gonna cook this down. We're just gonna keep incorporating this until all the, just to get rid of that flouriness away out of the flour, the flouriness away from that. We're gonna cook the flour, so it's not so, you won't taste the flour and taste. You know what I mean? Is that right? Is that how you say it? You're cooking out the floury taste.
You're cooking the flour so it doesn't taste like raw flour.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering if I was saying that correctly. Alright, so what we're doing, we're just doing that. Okay, we're working it around, we're moving it around because we don't want it to burn. All we're doing is just doing this for a good 10, 15 seconds. You know, we just want to cook it down. Cook down the flour. We don't want to burn it. Okay. There we go. Okay. So at this time, what we're going to do is we're going to turn down the heat a little bit into medium. We don't want to burn it. So what we're going to do is add the whipping cream. And we just want to, in this part, is incorporate all that flour we just kind of cooked down. We just want to make sure it's good and mixed into the whipping cream, okay? So we're just going to keep working this a little by little. Alright, so now at this time, go ahead and add the cheese. 1.5 cups of cheese. That's it. This time I'm going to go ahead and switch over to a whisk. All it's going to do is just melt down the cheese into it. Turn down the heat a little bit because we don't want it too fast. We don't want it to burn. It's coming together, but not. I think it needs more cheese. And that's what you do. You buy a little bit more cheese and you kind of work it because you know you're trying and error. You're basically just going through it to see how much more cheese we can add to it. Hey, thank you, honey. All right, we're gonna try that and see how much more. So that's basically all you're doing. You're trying to find out your consistency of how you like your cheese. Okay, if you like it really thick and you know or not.
I think that might do it.
Think so? Yeah, it might be a bit more. To be honest with you. Yeah, I might think a little bit more. I'm thinking we're going to go up to like a 2.5 cups actually instead of 1.5. It's getting pretty good. I mean, but I'm liking it a lot. You know, it's still kind of. See, we're learning too here. You know, it always comes out different each time. We just kind of you know work it little by little until we get the consistency that we want. Good thought. It could be the brand of cheese, the block of cheese that you get. May, you know, it plays a good thing. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. It could be the brand of cheese that I got. Ooh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually better right there. I'd say, yeah, I mean, check, you know, in different brands of cheese, you're right, because, you know, they make cheese different. That's why everybody
Because last time we used 4 ounce.
Yeah, that's what it was. So, yeah, all right. So, and that's the thing. Just buy a little extra, work the recipe, and then if it's not enough, or it's kind of a little thin, just add a little bit more cheese, little by little, until you get the consistency that you want. And that's basically what you do, because like I said before, it's different cheeses. So different cheeses, you know, are made differently. So, you know, of course, they're called different cheeses. They're made differently. So I'm thinking that's good. All right, so it's been an hour. So what we're gonna do now is just grab this out. I'm just gonna put it on the thing. All right, so what we gotta do is we're gonna divide them up into 4 even pieces, or 8 even pieces, right? So best guess as you can, right? So just gonna go down the middle, cut it down, okay? There's one. 2. Okay, so we'll divide it up as much as we can, as best we can. One thing we can do, all right, so we got 7. I did 7. So what we can kind of do is, there's a way of doing it too to kind of help you out. Because if you're kind of dividing up and you're doing it wrong, if you mess up, and like I kind of did, where I kind of put the 2 together, is just do it as a square and just kind of roll it up like that. And then you can roll it out that way. And what you're gonna do is use all your fingers kind of at the same time, and you're going outward as you're doing it, right? So you're just gonna string it out a little bit. And so what you're looking for is about 2 feet. 2 feet. You're gonna do 2 feet. Just keep working like in the middle here and work your way out, all right? Okay, so this is about as good as one of your fingers, you know? Yeah, fatter fingers for you. Just a good size. About 2 feet, right? So this is the tricky part. You crisscross them, right? And you put that one there. Wait, no. You crisscross them. See, everybody gets messed up on this, and so do I sometimes. I get messed up. Nope. How do you do it? Was I right? Was I right? Yeah. You crisscross them. Yeah, I was right. Just give it some room. Okay. Pinch this here and it's kind of, you don't have to push down very hard. You just want to pinch it a little bit so it just holds. And then what you'll do is you'll just, thank you, then you'll just grab them. And eventually you'll be an expert at this. Just put them on some parchment, right? So what we're gonna do is just put them on some parchment. So what we're gonna keep doing is grab another one, right? Like I said before, make it into a square like, right? And then you kind of roll it in. That'll help you out. This one's probably gonna be a big one. You know, it's okay. You have some big ones, you have some small ones. You know, some big pretzels, small pretzels. Some for the kids, some for you. So just keep working it. The water is starting to boil, so that's what we got. We got the pretzels all formed. And so now all we got is the water boiling. It's coming to a boil. We're adding the baking soda. 2/3 cup baking soda. Just add it. Just mix in there a little bit. Spider. Get a spider, you know, or something like that. It helps you out a little bit better, you know, because what you're going to do is you're going to place the pretzel on that. So basically it's like that, right? So you got them in there, like, and you just set it in there. You're gonna do 30 seconds per side. Let it sit in there. See, 30 seconds, see how it rises to the top. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab it, and you're just gonna flip it over to the other side. Give it another 30 seconds. So that's basically it. So now what we're gonna do is we'll just put them back on the parchment paper, and then we'll go on to the next step. We'll just go through them all, and then we'll go on to the next step. Now that we went ahead and put it in the bath, the baking soda bath water and stuff. So that's how they look now, right? Okay, so they're not perfect pretzels, like, you know, they're off here and there, but that's okay. You know, not a professional. You know,
It's
we're just
life.
it's life. Yeah, this describes life. Not perfect, but still good, right? All right. So basically with the 2 eggs, I went ahead and just cracked them and kind of scrambled them up into a little bowl here, and then just take a brush. And what we're gonna do is we're just going to just paint the top part with egg. This is what's going to give it this little golden brown color to it. Baking it. I've got the oven set right now at 450 degrees. All right, so it's right now. It's all already to temperature. The salt rocks, those pretzel salt stuff, you know, or they're just something for it to hold on to as you're sprinkling all over. As much salt you want, you know which one. I have a lot of little salts all over the place. So,
Can you
not
do
too
2
much.
of them without salt?
Or you can have without salt too. We'll do a couple without salt. Ooh, you know what? I think I missed one. Ooh, I didn't do a bath. Alright, so we're going to leave these 3 alone. This one didn't get one. That would have been an oddball one. So you can do it with the salt, without. Depends. You don't want to eat too much, you know, not too crazy about salt, and you know, that's okay. I like with salt. My wife. All right, 400 degree oven, right? We're gonna stick it in there for about 10-12 minutes, right? We're just gonna keep checking it until it gets a golden brown. That's all we're waiting for, it to get like a golden brown that we're looking for in a regular pretzel look, right? Here we go, in the middle of the oven, the middle shelf. So middle shelf, there we go. Ready? See that? All right, let's pull it out. It's ready to go. Ooh, so basically you just turn the oven on. Woohoo! Hot. All right, so you're basically just wanting it so that you can. You're watching it between 10 to 15 minutes. You're just kind of watching it to see until you get the colorization as you want it. Okay, so that looks good for me. And so, like I said, they're all different sizes. So you here's where you kind of play around where you want them kind of like the same, because that way the colorization on all of them come to be consistent. You work at it, you try it, you do different ways. If you want to do different types, then you'll like, hey, I don't like this one, I like this one more. So then you kind of do it that way more. All right, so you just kind of play around with it. Like I said, we've got salt ones, we got some non-salt ones. Let's plate it up. Do a taste. Here we go, look at that. We got one with salt, one without salt. And of course, mustard. You know, whatever flavor mustard you want, right? So, and then our cheese that we made, right? Look at that. And actually, I had to warm it up, so I put it in the microwave, so look at that. Nice. All right, so let's do a taste on this. Let's see, let's do a salt. Ah, here we go. Mustard. Oh yeah, that's good. All right, let's do some dip and cheese. Look at that. All right, enjoy making this. Awesome. Okay, so.
Further.
Ow, my face! Live! Come alive!